In today's video, we're going to talk about how to save some money on your role-playing game hobby. Because let's face it, it can get expensive. Books, dice, miniatures, online subscriptions, virtual rule books, unboxing videos, it can get crazy. So in this video, we want to talk about ways to game a little more cheaply, maybe even for free. Please note that I'm not bashing any publisher or game company. No way. I've even written some gaming supplements myself that are for sale. And certainly if you have the extra money and you enjoy certain products, that's great. Game companies and writers, they need to make a living too. I just want us to take a step back so that people aren't spending money that they feel they might need for other things in their life. And just like any other marketing, gaming marketing can produce anxiety. No one needs that. You just don't need to have that pressure on you that you need the latest supplement or you need fancy miniatures at your table, or you feel that you won't meet your players' expectations. So let's talk about saving some bread. Let's talk first about free rule sets. And I'm not going to try to list them all. I'll try and put a few links in the description below, but there's lots of free options out there. 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons gives you a 180-page basic rule set for free. To me, 180 pages is not basic. Is not like a small starter set. So if you want to try Dungeons & Dragons, the newest edition, you can do it today for zero money. Now, if you like older editions, I personally kind of like older, smaller editions better. I think maybe your best option is Basic Fantasy RPG. It's totally free. There's so much stuff on the website. Give it a check. It's a really great way to start. A lot of other games give you free starter set rules, like Star Trek Adventures, I know, has free starter set rules, so you can try it. The game Fate at the Fate SRD, the rules are there for free. Also, if you hunt around, the 1st edition and the 2nd edition of Fate are also still available online, and those are just fine too, so you might want to give them a look. Fudge and GURPS, there's free versions of those out there. Fudge is totally free anyway. Microlight 20 is another good option. There's a lot of free stuff out there for that. So I'll put some links down below, and you can always just do a quick search and see what you can find. Now, another way to save money is play the games we already own. I think in our minds we get this idea that there's a perfect system out there, that there's a holy grail of gaming. And I think we get into this mindset that we're going to buy this new book or this new rules expansion and it's somehow going to elevate our games. However, if you're like me, you have games you've never run or you haven't run in a long time. Let me just give you an example, a couple examples. Last year in the summer, we played Star Frontiers. One of my buddies ran it. This is rules from 1982. We had a blast for a few weeks running Star Frontiers. It's a 40-year-old game. Now, are the rules starting to show their age? A little bit. However, with a little tweaking, I think it will work just fine for most sci-fi systems. And then last summer also, I ran Marvel Superheroes for a few weeks. That game's also from the 80s. The important thing wasn't the rule set. It was that the players got to be Spider-Man and the Thing and Batman and the Human Torch. And we had a blast, even without shiny new rules. So scour your shelves. And like I said, some of the rule sets are starting to show their age, which they may be. Make a few tweaks, or maybe you just want to mine them for ideas. Maybe you could adapt a system you already have for a different genre. So the role-playing, it's about creativity, and I know you have plenty of it, and it's right there on your shelves to help you. Dice. We gamers, we love our dice. But you can have a dice roller for free online. There's plenty of free phone and tablet apps. A lot of the virtual tabletops have the dice rollers built right into them. Or you can go to the dollar store, especially if you're playing something that's 6-sided. They tell me you can get role-playing dice at the dollar store, although I haven't seen them at the ones near where I live, but that doesn't mean they're not there. Miniatures. This is another place where you could sink a lot of money into the hobby. There's a free way to make tokens called Token Tool. It's a free kind of app. It works on a PC. I'm sure there's ones for phones and tablets as well. If you have Paint or Paint.net, you can make your own tokens, print them out on, heavier paper or cardstock, tape them to a penny or a poker chip, and you're good to go. Again, you could scour the dollar store or yard sales. You could just repurpose army men and paint them up, or some dollar store dinosaurs for dragons. It's still a game of your imagination. You don't need a $40 plastic dragon to play the game. If you have the money and you want to buy it, that's fine, but you absolutely don't need it. Now, another way to play on the cheap is playing online. And this really became a necessity with the COVID pandemic for many. So, for example, just the system I use is Roll20, and I know it's free, although you can certainly spend money if you want to get the subscription and the extra goodies that come with the subscription. I'm not discouraging that, but you don't need to. Also, you could just use an online whiteboard or an online screen sharing if you're running something like Google Meets. And in that case, no minis or dice are needed. You can make tokens for free, just images you get off the internet, and there's tons of maps and adventures online. Also, if you don't want to write your own, there's plenty of free adventures or adventure generators to help kind of get your creative juices flowing. So here's some closing thoughts on this video. Spend what you like. Who am I to tell you not to spend your money? That's up to you. Spend what you like, enjoy the hobby. Support the companies and the writers and creators that you like and you feel do a good job. But please, don't run up credit card debt. And also, maybe even more importantly, don't feel pressure like you have to have something to be a good GM. Oh, if I don't have this rules expansion, my players aren't going to be happy. And if I don't have this shiny new miniatures or terrain, I'm not going to be as good as so-and-so online or what I see. Let all those pressures go. Deep breath. You can be a great GM or a great DM right now, today. Sit down, take out your notebook and a pen or paper, write some kind of thrilling adventure for your players. The rule books, the dice, and the miniatures are all nice, but the rule books, the dice, and the miniatures aren't the game. You and your players are. Now, I know this video was about being cheap, but if you'd like to support this channel, you can check out our publications at Maps at Amazon, Lulu, Drive-Thru, and Roll20. All the links are below. But again, please don't spend a dime that you shouldn't. And again, thanks for watching. You can hit the like and subscribe, and especially tell a friend if you think they'd like the channel, because there'll be more videos coming. I appreciate every viewer, and we'll see you next time.